Josh Silver has quickly become one of my favourite authors, which is saying something considering he's only released 2 books thus far, the HappyHead series. In today's video, I'll just be talking about the first book, HappyHead. Josh Silver's writing style is exquisite. The book is told from the main character Sebastian's perspective, and the voice Silver has created is so unique and humorous. I actually found myself laughing out loud at points and squealing in suspense at others. The premise of the story is that a bunch of teenagers are brought to a facility called HappyHead, under the guise of it being a wellness retreat to battle teenage unhappiness. However, as the book continues, it transpires that this facility is not all that it seems. Now, I won't spoil the plot, but what I will say is that conformity is a very prevalent theme throughout this story. While at HappyHead, Seb must complete various tests and challenges and move up the ranks to prove himself as a happy candidate. But it soon becomes apparent that all of these tests are designed to eradicate his uniqueness, ignore his mental health needs, and even reject his sexuality. This book is almost a study of the power of peer pressure and the expectation of others, in other words, of conformity. If you step back, you as the reader might ask yourself, why on earth would Seb drink some poisonous liquid for God's sake? But because the story is told so intricately, so cleverly through Seb's point of view, with all the raw emotion and quick-witted thoughts right there on the page, you can see how he's manipulated into going along with everything the people running the place tell him to do. This got me thinking about a few studies on conformity and obedience that we look at in psychology. One of them is the Milgram Experiment.
It is May 1962. An experiment is being conducted in the Elegant Interaction Laboratory at Yale University. The subjects are 40 males between the ages of 20 and 50 residing in the greater New Haven area.
Milgram put 40 male participants in front of a fake shock generator, though the participants were unaware that it wasn't real. The levels started at 15 volts and increased in 15-volt increments, all the way up to 450 volts. The stages were labelled with things like slight shock, moderate shock, and even danger, severe shock. Each of the participants took the role of the teacher, while the person they were told they were shocking was their student. There was also an authority figure in the room, the experimenter, the person running the experiment. The participant would deliver a shock to the student each time they got a question wrong.
Incorrect. You'll now get a shock of 75 volts. Soft hair. He kind of did some yelling in there.
The student would pretend to be shocked each time. After 300 volts, they made no more sound, and the experimenter would tell the participant to treat no answer as a wrong answer, so they would continue to shock the student. Obedience was measured by the level of shock that the participant was willing to deliver. While many of the subjects were distressed, upset, and angry at the experimenter, 65% of them continued to deliver maximum shocks, a deadly number of volts. This is what I mean when I say the concepts of conformity and obedience scare me. These men thought they were possibly killing an innocent person, but they did it because they were told to, because they were instructed to.
It's absolutely essential that you continue.
Now apply that to things like war, and you can see how people can so easily be forced into doing heinous things by people in positions of power.
If in this study, an anonymous experimenter could successfully command adults to subdue a 50-year-old man and force on him painful electric shocks against his protests, one can only wonder what government, with its vastly greater authority and prestige, can command of its subjects.
Conformity can be poisonous. It can destroy everything that makes us special or different. And it's so deeply interwoven into society that it scares me. And I scare myself because sometimes I don't ask questions. We're taught by society from birth to go with the herd, not to deviate from the path, to fit in, to blend. Some people resist the mold they're being forced into. Others are so conditioned that they might not even see the mold at all. But who decides what the shape of the mold is? And how have we gotten to this point where being different is seen as weird or just wrong? It made me wonder how many decisions I've made in the past that were driven by the need to match what others were doing, or this desire to please someone in a place of authority. But I also think that this is why HappyHead is such an incredible book. It makes you wonder what you would do if you were in these teenagers' positions. Would you do everything you were asked of to the letter, like Eleanor? Would you ignore what you were instructed and continue to be yourself, like Finn? Or would you land somewhere in the middle, like Seb, wanting to please the people running the place while also questioning what the hell you're even doing there. I suppose the main thing I took away from Seb's story was how much power and joy there can be in being yourself, and how much pain and hardship pretending to be someone you're not can cause. So, double check that what you're doing is actually what you want to do. Ask questions, and most of all, read HappyHead.